By the way, I don't know what Iowa Network was trying to do last night. The people on TV said at least twice that the game was sold out, but that wasn't true at all. That was not true. The game was missing almost 800 tickets from being sold out. For Paige Bueckers' first game at the College Park Center, the Dallas Wings have finally done something crazy. They've tried to make us believe that Paige Bueckers is the next Caitlin Clark. And by make us believe, I mean, they've really tried hard to get everyone excited about a player who just doesn't bring in crowds, like Caitlin does. Let's be honest. If Paige were any more talked up, they'd probably have to start giving out "please come to our game" flyers at the mall. So, what happened to all that Paige effect we kept hearing about? Stick around, because we're talking about the crazy wake-up call that just hit the Dallas Wings and Nalyssa Smith. Caitlin Clark is the biggest superstar the WNBA has seen in the last 8 months. Paige Bueckers shows up and gets 6,251 people to come watch. Oh my God, it was packed. It was packed. The College Park Center was packed with people. Oh wait, maybe it wasn't packed. Maybe it really wasn't packed at all. We can't even sell out Paige Bueckers' home debut, her first game of the season, and her first home game. We can't even sell that out. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. Paige Bueckers is fitting in perfectly with the WNBA. Good job, Paige. Nobody else can sell out their games in the WNBA either. Caitlin Clark can, though. How things have changed. The Dallas Wings, that famous team known for being just okay at basketball, is finally waking up from their dream to see what the rest of us already knew. Paige Bueckers is no Caitlin Clark. This is the same Dallas team that acted like getting Paige with the first pick was going to turn them into the most popular ticket in the WNBA. You know, the kind of ticket that crashes Ticketmaster like a Caitlin Clark game does. So this is for Paige Bueckers' first game. Now I should mention, don't forget that when Caitlin Clark and the Fever come to town, they're moving the game to American Airlines Arena where the Mavericks play, so Paige Bueckers' first game is still in their regular arena, College Park Arena. And you might be wondering, American Airlines Arena holds 20,000 people, but this one only holds 7,000 people, so it's going to be very interesting. And in case you're wondering, there are still tons of tickets left for this thing. The only thing that's sold out, I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. So you got 6, 7, 10, 11, 12 sections that are sold out. And then there's a bunch of blue where there are tickets you can still buy. So fast forward to Paige's first game, and now they're basically scrambling to explain all the empty seats. Oh, how quickly things change when reality crashes the hype party. But let's talk about what happened in May. Paige Bueckers was out there playing her first WNBA game against her hometown, Minnesota Lynx. This was supposed to be a dream matchup that should have been impossible to get tickets for, yet somehow they were actual seats you could still buy. Empty spots you could see in the crowd. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has been breaking attendance records like they're made of tissue paper. But somehow, the media decided that wasn't enough to notice the obvious difference in how popular they are. How did that feel? And how did you feel about how you played overall? Yeah, I should have made the first one. Room to grow. You gotta have a starting point, so you gotta have something to build on. So we don't want to overreact to losing, but we also know there's a lot of things we have to clean up and get better at. Why? Because, I don't know, maybe the basketball media just needs to pretend there's a rivalry here. Could it have been the whole next big thing story they had going with Paige Could it have been them desperately wanting to find anyone who could stand next to Caitlin Clark? Who knows? You know, it's cute when the WNBA just decides to give out future face of the league titles to anyone who had a good college career. But let's not forget that Caitlin Clark is out there smashing attendance records, like she's on some sort of mission to make the WNBA mainstream, the kind of attendance that made you wonder if she had a personal fight against empty seats. Yet somehow, the Dallas Wings thought that bringing in Paige Bueckers would create the same excitement. If you are enjoying this, please subscribe. Unfortunately, they lost to the Minnesota Lynx in her first game, 99-84. But have no fear, the second coming of the Great White Hope is here. But then the story gets more interesting. Nalyssa Misu, who left Caitlin Clark behind when she got traded from the Indiana Fever to join the Dallas Wings. Well, Kalami Shah. She only spent the entire season watching as Clark turned the Fever into the most popular ticket in the WNBA. I guess she couldn't handle being on a team where she wasn't the center of attention. When she got the news of her trade, she updated her Instagram bio faster than you could say career mistake, basically skipping out of Indianapolis, with a new beginning announcement. At least that's what you would think was the smart move, right? But no, Nalyssa Misu, in all her wisdom, traded the guaranteed sellout crowds with Indiana for the maybe we'll fill the lower section reality of Dallas. They acted like they just found gold in their backyard, claiming, oh look, we've got Paige, we're going to be the next big thing. Well, no kidding, Dallas, the whole world knows there's only one Caitlin Clark. But hey, it's better late than never to learn that lesson, right? Despite the loss, Paige Bueckers shined in her WNBA debut. No, she didn't. If you are going to baby Paige Bueckers like this, then I'm sorry. You think if this was shining, if 10 points and 30% shooting, 7 rebounds and 2 assists to 2 turnovers and more fouls than assists as a point guard, if that is shining, then just say you don't think Paige Bueckers is that good. Now the Wings are like, oh hey, remember that Paige Bueckers, she's amazing. She's a freaking superstar. Oh, really? It only took one regular season loss to Minnesota for you to realize maybe she's not quite the same draw as Clark. Thanks, Dallas, for finally seeing what the rest of the world had figured out months ago. It's honestly like seeing your friend who bought a fake designer bag and then one day they're suddenly complaining about the stitching coming undone, acting like they didn't know it wasn't real. Oh, I thought we were getting the same thing. Yeah, sure, buddy. Just don't act too surprised when everyone else is trying to remind you that there's only one original. Let's also talk about the media's comparison system, shall we? We all know that sports media loves to create rivalries. It's basically a sport within itself. You know what I mean? Just when you think they've finally accepted that someone is in a league of their own, they pull some next level tricks that leave you wondering if they were watching the same sport everyone else was. Right here. Despite the loss, Paige Bueckers shined in her WNBA debut, okay? And they showed 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Cool. If you want to say, that's cool, right? That's fine. Maybe you are a fan of her. Maybe you're a huge fan of Paige Bueckers. Fine. You want to decorate it, make it seem like she did her thing. That's fine. But let's go back to what happened right here. This was last year when they were talking about Caitlin Clark. Now look at what they said. An up and down WNBA debut for Caitlin Clark. What does up and down mean? And look at the stats. 20 points, 5 for 15, 10 turnovers. Take Paige Bueckers. For instance, the one who helped UConn win a national championship was immediately put into comparisons with Caitlin Clark. Because why? Who knows? Maybe the media just can't stand the idea of admitting that one player is simply more game-changing than the others. Maybe it's because they're so used to making up rivalries instead of accepting the clear reality. It's honestly a mystery. So here's the media pushing this Paige versus Caitlin story, even though Clark already had the kind of season that packed arenas with fans willing to pay thousands of dollars for tickets. Arenas that saw attendance go up by over 150% just because Caitlin Clark was in town. But let's not forget the irony now happening. After all the hype about the Paige effect supposedly rivaling the Clark effect, we're seeing the harsh reality. One player consistently sells out arenas nationwide, while the other, well, let's just say the Dallas Wings probably aren't worried about their ticket office being overwhelmed. It's just different. That's all I'm going to say. Like, we have not seen I can't remember the last time we've seen anything like this. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to see the lines, just everything when it comes to Caitlin Clark and this Indiana Fever team. Like, they are playing in, I'm not joking, it's 4 hours till tip-off. It is 4 hours till tip-off, and I just saw this right here from Dave Fortnite. There's a line for Caitlin Clark merchandise around the corner at 9 a.m., an hour before the team store opens, and 6 hours before tip-off dot. Like, can we be honest? Like, this is not normal. That is not normal. Is it something that's happened before? Probably. Is it normal? Hell no. It's almost as if the Wings went from we've got the next big thing to, okay, why aren't tickets selling like they do for Fever games in a matter of days? I'm just waiting for the inevitable change, where they start clearly marketing games against the Fever as your chance to see Caitlin Clark. The highlight reels will probably feature more Clark than their own players, complete with some dramatic music in the background.